What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to talk about Berserk, as you can see by the title. Now, just today, there was a new trailer for Berserk released, and also a new key visual image released. Most likely, I'm going to use that as the, thumbnail for this video, but I'll probably show on screen too for you can see it as well. But this new visual that was released today, and I will talk about the trailer after this, but the new visual confirms one thing. We are getting the Tower of Conviction arc. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, because I don't want to spoil anime-onlys, but at the end of the day, I don't think you really should be an anime only when it comes to Berserk. I really am against that, but, just for anime only sakes and, your well-being to not be spoiled, I won't spoil the events of Tower of Conviction arc. But I will say, however, this is very exciting, because this is the first time we're ever going to see content after the eclipse. And especially Tower of Conviction is personally one of my favorite arcs of Berserk. Definitely. Hands down, one of my favorite arcs besides the obvious arcs like Eclipse and then what happens later on around Volume 27, which I'm not going to spoil. So, besides those arcs in general, I am really excited about Tower of Conviction finally getting an anime. Now, here is the thing. This trailer kind of lets us know what to expect from the anime. And I know already when it comes to Berserk, one of the main things everybody talks about is the visuals. That is the biggest thing when it comes to Berserk. The CGI, the animation, the art. That is the biggest key thing that's always mentioned in anime discussions of Berserk. And I am one of those type of people that am not a big fan of CGI. I will deal with it. I've watched Knights of Sidonia, I've watched Ajin. I love those series. I love the story. And depending on the anime, if the story can, carry the series, that is fine. I can look past, the CGI. And I will tell you right now, Knights of Sidonia and even Ajin, they have some very rough CGI moments. They do. And I love both of those series, but they have some really rough CGI. But I'm willing to overlook it because I like the story. Now, Berserk, in general, I think everybody can agree. If you've read the manga, if you're up to date, regardless, even if you're not up to date, if you've read it, you know how good of a story Berserk is. And it can definitely stand on its own, even if it had horrendous CGI, which I wouldn't want. I want to say right now, I don't want bad CGI. Let me just get that point across. I don't want bad CGI. I'm just saying I'm willing to put up with bad CGI if the story remains intact and we get to see it in anime form, and if the CGI can be boosted in action scenes, even better. Definitely better, because CGI actually shines in action scenes. Definitely. It's very beautiful when you see an action scene going on. The CGI just looks awesome. And I've seen some beautiful scenes, especially from Knights of Sidonia with the action scenes. They look absolutely amazing. Now, when it comes to the trailer, there is some CGI. Definitely. Obvious CGI throughout the entirety of the trailer that was shown today. And I know many are already talking about it. I don't even need to look at the forums. I don't even need to look at the comments or anything. I already know people are already talking about it, because I did notice some issues with the CGI with the trailer. And one of those that really stood out to me was Farnice's appearance when she was whipping guts. I saw that. I saw the face. The face looked very off, and I will admit to all of you that it did look off, and it wasn't 10 out of 10 quality. It looked pretty damn meh. Now, when it came to the action scenes, especially with seeing Guts wave around his signature sword, the Dragon Slayer, it was absolutely beautiful. I loved the shading. I loved the way the shadows were done in that scene. When you see the blade just pop up and you see how he's shattering skeletons, it looked absolutely beautiful. Now, there was some moments of it that didn't look that good, obviously, but overall, it did look good. Now, the main thing, though, I want to actually point out is, actually, it seems like they're going to be showing the Farnice scene with the horse. Now, I'm not going to spoil, once again, but we do see an image to where Farnice is completely naked. We don't see anything. Like, it seems like they censored, the nudity, and they're doing that, like, no game, no life type route. As long as if they don't show the nips or anything, it's completely fine. You remember, there was, like, an episode and segment in No Game, No Life that showed that, how to go around censorship. So maybe, Berserk might try something like that. So, Farnice didn't have any nudity, even though she was naked, and we saw her on the horse as Guts was, riding it. And we all know, if you've read the manga, you know what scene that was, and if that really is going to happen, I'm actually kind of shocked, because that would mean that a lot of the content of Berserk is not going to be censored. And the main thing we need to factor in too is if they're actually going to show the nudity, but just not show like nips or something that causes it to be censored, that's actually a good thing. Let me explain why. Because in the BD DVD releases, they could obviously add those features back in, if you really want that, into the BD DVD releases. So hopefully that is the route Berserk is going to go with. Now, one thing though, my expectations of the anime, okay? I want to keep them relatively low. Not because I have no faith in the anime whatsoever, it's because I don't want to get so hyped up to where when I finally see the anime, I'm going to be fucking upset. I don't want to be like that. I really don't. Because I am a big fan of Berserk. I have mentioned it countless times. That is my favorite manga. I own the entirety of Berserk's manga collection over there. Or actually, it's behind me. I don't know why I'm pointing over there. It's like right fucking behind me. You might be able to see it. You see the figures and stuff. You probably see Guts and Griffith right there. That's like my Berserk shrine. So I'm a big fan of, you know, Berserk. And I don't want to get my expectations high for the anime, because the movies have been rather shit, and the anime, let's not get into anime, like the regular TV series. Now, one thing the movies did do well was definitely the eclipse scene. I really liked the eclipse scene in the movie. I saw it just very recently, and I gotta say, the way it was handled was pretty damn good. Now, I haven't actually seen the TV series for myself, but I have heard a lot of things from the fans of the manga to the people that watch the anime but haven't read the manga. I've heard all sorts of different stories and how bad the TV series was, and also how bad the first two movies were of Berserk. But as I just already said, a lot of the movies in the history of Berserk when it comes to the anime has been rather trash. So I don't want to build up my expectations thinking that this anime is going to be, you know, the anime of the season, anime of the year. Now, it does have the potential to be anime of the season and anime of the year if it does well with the story and also the art and animation. Now, like I said, the art and animation is probably going to be one of the main factors of the anime that's probably going to put it down in many people's eyes. But I just really hope that it can stay true to the actual story. I'm willing to look past the bad CGI or a full CGI Berserk as long as if it shows everything and doesn't cut content. That is what I want. That is what I want from Berserk. I don't want a series that is willing to make it so fucking beautiful, and I'm like, oh my god, look at that fucking visuals, but then the story is horrid. It's fucking bad, and it doesn't stay faithful to the original source, Berserk, the manga. So I'm gonna have low expectations, but I'm willing to change my expectations and build up the hype in myself if it's done well when the first episode airs. And, you know, the first 3 episodes. I just want to see how the first 3 episodes go. Now, obviously, Berserk cannot be, you know, animated in 12 to 25 episodes. There's way too much fucking content for Berserk to be animated into 12 to 25 episodes. It needs to be a longer series than that if it wants to be done properly, which I really hope it is. Now, judging by this key visual, if I had to place any bets, they're probably going to focus maybe 12 to 25 episodes on the Tower of Conviction arc. And if so, I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with it and focusing the entirety 12 to 25 episodes on the Tower of Conviction. I'd be fine with that. I'd be completely fine if the anime only covers the Tower of Conviction. I would like to see other scenes, obviously, but I would be completely fine with it if it does the Tower of Conviction arc properly, and then we get to see how the reception is in Japan with the Berserk anime, and if it does well, and if it was done well, we will get, you know, another sequel. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my thought on the anime, that's my thought on the trailer. The trailer overall, it had some issues, but I feel like it showed enough for me to kind of know what to expect. I did enjoy how they showed the Farnese scene, because that means that we might not get as much censorship as I thought we would, because if that scene's censored, then a lot of more like scenes in the Berserk series is going to be censored, because there's some graphic scenes in the Tower of Conviction arc that's just absolutely insane. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.